Well, all right. So this is a project. I'm going to go through the full thing in Fusion 360, and it's pretty much all just going to be Fusion 360. I got from a guy named Raphael. He reached out to me, said he was having problems with his XR. And I always say it, I think that one of the coolest things about the community is that people reach out and guys will help. So I want to definitely be one of those folks. So here's the thing we're going to make. It's basically a circular plate, and we're going to try to, I want to make him the G code, see if he can make it work on his machine and see if it'll work. I should be able to knock this out pretty quickly. So what we're going to do is we are going to sketch. So I start over here by hitting the sketch button. Again, I'm going to select front over here, which is going to bring the Y and the X axis up because that's what we cut on the Langmuir Systems CrossFire Pro, CrossFire XR, whatever it is we cut on this plane. I select it, and then now it gives me all of the options over here for sketching. And then something I will do is I will try to work as much as I can on the center origin of this thing. It just makes it really easy for me to go in and just make things symmetrical, if you will. So you can go over here and click on the circle because I'm going to make a circle first, or you can hit the C on your keyboard, which is, I'll call them hotkeys from now on. So I'm going to hit hotkey C. That's going to bring up center circle. And then from there, I'm going to start expanding it out. And I want to make that exactly, and I'm using his picture, and it's going to be a 9-inch circle. And then I'm going to hit enter. And that'll be the center of this thing that we're making. And then around that, it's another circle to make this thing. So I'm going to hit hotkey C again. I'm going to select the center. I'm going to go out, and this time it looks like it's 17.625 inches for that part. So there is the two circles. So it's going to be this part on the outside, and it's going to be hollow in the center. And we'll extrude that here in a second, but I'll explain that why. But first we got to do is, it looks like he has 4 circles equally around the whole thing. And let me see, 5/8 inch diameter are those things, and they are. So what these circles are is, it looks like the center of those circles is 1.375 inches from the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just create a line now. So I can either click here, or I'm going to hit hotkey L to create a line. And then I'm going to start drawing a line, and it's going to snap itself to that origin there on the 0 line. But this is a line I don't want it to cut. And you can kind of see it's a solid line right now. But if I go over here, and I can select this at any time and turn on construction lines, and once this button over here is on, every line that comes out is going to be this dashed line, which is construction lines. And what that means is that the program is not going to create a toolpath for this. It's going to create a toolpath for all the hard lines, but not this one. So I'm going to draw that line out there. That's going to be 1.375 inches will be that line. I'm going to hit enter. Now he's got a circle around that, so I'm going to hit hotkey C. I'm going to start making a circle. I do want it to cut this, so I'm going to go ahead and turn construction lines off. And that circle is going to be 5/8. I'm not going to do math in public. I'm pulling out a computer. And 5 divided by 8 equals 0.625. So 0.625 inches is going to be the diameter of that circle. Now this circle, there's 4 of them that go all the way around this thing. I could do the same thing all the way over here, but what I'm going to do, I'll see if I can find it, I haven't done this in a little while, is I'm going to create a circular pattern. So I'm going to click on that. It brings up over here my options. So I'm going to say I want this thing to be my circular pattern. And then I'm going to say, okay, now I'm going to select the center point. I'm going to select this as the center point. And now you can see it gives me 3 circles there. I want it to be 4 circles. And then now it kind of gives me his picture. So the 4 equal circles all the way around. I'm going to hit enter, and then there is his part. I think that's the whole thing. I'm going to bring it back up and take a look at it. Show enough. Now, what you can go in right now over to manufacturing and tell it to follow these lines, but I literally find the easiest way is just give this thing some kind of dimensions. And in his case, is basically 0.08 inches is what the thickness of this. So I'm going to hit hotkey E, which is for extrusion. It's going to bring up the extrusion. I'm going to select the part that I want it to extrude. And what I will generally do is I'll kind of look at it from the side as I'm extruding, just so that you can kind of make sure that it's doing the correct the correct thing. So you could look over here and it's saying, okay, it's going to create a new body. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want this thing to be 0.0781. pretty accurate there. And so that's going to be the dimensions. It's going to create new body. And what I want you to do is watch over here in this block. And so right now we have a sketch, but when I hit OK, it's going to create a body over there. So watch, here I go, boom, OK. Now it's going to create a body, which is this thing right here. And that's something when you're extruding, you want to pay attention to all those things, because you could be wanting to create a body and you hit OK and it cuts. So you want to make sure that that menu is saying what you want it to say. So there you go. So we got the part. Now it's time to manufacture this part. And this is probably one of those things that you need to make sure you go through the laying mirror systems tutorial and you set up all the parameters, like for your plasma cutter and all those kinds of things. And I have those things set up already. But I'll go through it, and this is how I do it on mine, and I will send him the G code and see if he's able to cut this thing. So I'm going to say setup. And if you have multiple bodies, you would select this, and then you would select all the bodies you want to have cut. But in this case, there's just one, so it's the box point. So for the box point, this is how I do it. I select this top left corner, because the way I work through my metal is I work from the top left corner of my big sheet all the way down to the bottom right. And so when I go and I zero out, and basically first I'm going to home my CrossFire XR, and then I'm going to go over and I'm going to find a point over here in my metal, and I'm going to say zero all the values, and that's going to be my start point for the cut. It's going to say zero all the values. The torch will be over here. When I say go cut, it's going to go bzzz over here, and it's going to start cutting the holes, and it's going to cut this whole thing. From there, you could change some of these parameters right here, but I'm just going to put Raphael's, make sure I get his name spelled right. I'm good with math. I'm not good with spelling. R-A-F-A-E-L. Part. Cool. And then I'm going to say OK. And then now you see over here, as soon as I said OK, it put a setup over here. And then I go, okay, now I got that set up. Now I want to cut it. You got to go over here and select your tools. And this is one of those things, again, you're going to need to go through the tutorial for laying mirror systems and make sure that you have in your library whatever plasma cutter that you are using. They show you exactly how to do that. I use the Razor Weld 45. I say it every time. As soon as the Razor Weld 45 dies on me, I'm getting a hypertherm, but 2 of them have never died on me. This is pretty thin metal. I don't know what he's going to. I've never cut this before, but I'm going to guess about 150 inches per minute will probably do it. And then generally what I will do is I will take off about 10% of that for my entry. I'm going to say let's just say 130, and that's going to be the lead-in feed rate. And then when I lead out, I go super fast. So I'm going to just amp it up to about 180 inches per minute for the lead out, because I want it to basically, when it goes out, I want it to whip out as fast as I can possibly get it off of the metal. I'm going to cut this thing right here. These things are all set up. You can go through the tutorials, make sure that all this is set up the way that it wants to. I don't think I've adjusted this stuff at all. But here's the page that you kind of want to pay a little bit of attention to. And these are the things that you can manipulate, and they will either give you more or less kind of marks as the tool goes in and out of the of circles is usually where it tends to happen. What I've been using is a 0.05 as far as a lead radius. I'm going to tab down the next one. I have it come in at 90 degrees. And then this is one of those things you got to figure out, like how these circles right here, how big are they? Because what I wanted to do is as close as I can, I want it to fire right in the middle. So I'm going to say 0.25, so a 1/4 inch, which should put me right about in the middle of that hole. I want it to start firing. I want it to start moving. And by the time it hits my circle, I want it to be just a nice, smooth, constant cut from that point. And then where do I put the lead in and lead out? I'm going to kind of put it up here, because I figure all this metal over here is going to be wasted on my table anyway, on the piece of plate metal I have. And so it's going to come over here. It's going to have a big old lead in. It's going to hit that thing and cut. And so this is going to be kind of maybe a little bit of wasted material here. So you just got to figure out where you want that. Another thing you wanted to do is, like, let's say you're on a piece of metal and you got a whole, like a small piece of metal, like it's like all empty pieces over here, and it's all full pieces over here. What I might have it do is like this is continuous metal over here, and this is a bunch of skeletons over here. I might have it cut over here and cut this thin part first while it's anchored over here, and then as it comes over here, it won't move. If I did the other way, if I say start cutting here, it's going to cut right where it's really well anchored, and by the time it gets over to here, that piece of metal might move around a little bit. So it just depends on what kind of metal what you're cutting on. So we'll just start over there, because I don't know what he's cutting on, and from there I'm going to say okay. All right, so now that it has made the cut profile, you can kind of zoom in here and you can see how it's going to cut. It's going to come over here. It's going to come out this way. It's going to fire the torch. It's going to go here at about, I think it was 140 inches per minute. It's going to hit this and fly around here at 150 inches per minute. And it's going to zip at 180. And what I'm hoping to do is to limit how much it burns that corner right there on the cut. So from there, we're going to go ahead and say post the G code. I got the file. You want to make sure you know which folder it's going to, and then you say post. Yep, I've already posted it one time. There, you make sure it's got successful post. And now you can go take that to the Lang Mirror Systems CrossFire XR or the CrossFire Pro, open that up in Fire Control, and it should be ready to cut.